I've been a sales coach for over 10 years now, and I have 40 plus years of selling experience building three $30 million books of business. Why am I telling you this? Because sales is hard. And I want to tell you the cold, hard truth about selling. I even hesitated making this video, but if I can help just one salesperson out there, then this video will be worth it. I just want to help you to avoid the major pitfalls and downfalls that I've been through and experienced. So I think this video will be worth it. Let's dive in. Cold hard truth number one, growing consistent sales each month will be much harder if you're starting out with 0 prospects, or if you have a funnel full of unresponsive dead leads. It will be a lot more work. Now, I have been there, so I know what you're going through. And yes, eventually, once you get that pipeline built up with viable prospects, you can consistently begin selling every single month, like you see myself and other sales professionals doing. But we didn't have those sales on day one. It took work to build the foundation of the sales funnel, a lot of work. It took discipline, prospecting every single day, not just when we felt like it, but every single day. You must be prospecting. But the cold hard truth is it's way harder in the beginning than it is for us now. In the beginning, we felt like we were pushing this boulder uphill, and now the boulder is going on its own. We used to call this back in the day priming the well. You know, the lever of the water pump in the well that you just have to keep pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. And before you know it, the water starts flowing easily and simply, and it just flows and flows. And then you barely have to pump that lever. It's the same way in selling. And that's the goal in consistency in selling. But it does feel way harder in the beginning, especially because everything is new. You don't have the skill sets and you don't have the mindset in the beginning. Everything is new, and you're just testing every part of the sales process. But once you're there, once you get it, it does get so much easier and it's worth it. But there's a reason not every single sales professional has a multi-million-dollar book of business, right? I know how hard it is. I created 3. And the cold hard truth is, there are so many people that are just not willing to put in that work up front when they're not seeing immediate results. But keep going, because you are going to see results. Hang in there with me, because you can see results in 60 days. The sad truth is people are not willing to put in the work for the long run. 60 days, it's not quick enough for them. Most people say, well, if I don't see results tomorrow, then I'm out. Or they make a series of maybe 5 or 10 cold calls and decided cold calls don't work. If I don't see results today, then it's a scam. Most people just are not willing to put in the time for that long-term vision. And to be honest, that's what's needed to succeed as a sales professional. The mindset I have had is not, I hope this works and I'll give it a month. Or if it doesn't work, I'll move on to something else. No, my mindset every single day is, I'm going to show up. I'm going to put in the work until it works. It's never been a question in my mind if it will work. It's always been, I'll keep going until it works. And I have done that every single day of my sales life and with my business. You know the saying, he who goes the extra mile wins. That's so true in business, and it's absolutely true in sales. Just don't dip your toe in for a day, or I'll try this for a week, or I'll try this for a month. This isn't the lottery. This isn't buy a lottery ticket and hopefully you'll win. No, this is put in the work and keep freaking going until it works. Now, having a sales model that works will help you. There are other salespeople out there doing this, and I've been doing sales for a really long time. 4+ decades. That's 40+ years. It's not, does this sales model work? It's how much effort and how long are you going to keep at it until it does work? And the answer is however long it freaking takes. And so, yeah, it might be and it will be uncomfortable in the beginning. You don't get success in day one, but nobody else did either. Keep that in mind. We all started at zero, and many of us started over and over again until we succeeded. You'll be surprised if you stick with it. All of a sudden, sales start flowing and commission checks are being deposited into your account every single week or however you get paid. Sometimes it takes 60 days. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it may take a year, but you have to stick with it. It will be uncomfortable. It will be hard. And you have to do the things other people are not willing to do. How many times have you heard that? It's true. How many people would take the time at 7 p.m. on a Sunday evening to make this video just for you? How many people are willing to do that? Not many. And if you are willing, you will succeed. If it was easy, every single person would be wildly successful. But we know the majority of salespeople are not wildly successful because they want immediate results and they want the buyer to buy on their timeline. It's backwards. And in my opinion, whether you start to make sales in 60 days or a year from now, what determines this is your willingness to be uncomfortable every single day. So let's start with, who do you serve? What problem do you help your prospects and buyers solve? And are they actually going to buy from you? Notice I didn't say, are they actually going to buy your product? No, are they actually going to buy from you? You are the face of your product. It can be simple, not easy, but simple. You have to find your talking points and the pain points of your prospects and be willing to try different ideas until bingo, it works. You need to keep going until it works. You just can't say, I'm going to give it 1 month or I'm going to give it 6 months. You have to commit and you have to keep going. You have to really want this to stick with it. The sales lifestyle is great, but you have to be willing to stick with it. Cold hard truth number 2, success in sales is not complex. In fact, it's quite simple. Notice how I didn't say easy. I said simple. And there are so many mentors out there who are teaching these very complex sales models and processes. And in my opinion, it's either because they're inexperienced or they're trying to really overcomplicate things so that you'll stay in their program and buy more or give them more money because they make you feel like you just don't understand it. In my coaching practice, I always tell clients, my goal is for you not to be dependent on me. I want you to learn it so well that you could go out and train others. It's like a friend of mine who's been to the same therapist for 30 years. She goes every week and she's done that for 30 years. At some point, you've got to say, the therapist must be a lousy therapist. Or she's good at hooking my friend to her and becoming dependent on her. I never want that to happen to any of my clients. I don't want you to be dependent on me. I want to help you and move you forward. Every successful professional I know in sales uses a simple selling model and process. Again, not easy, but simple. So let's look at my cold call model. Now, I have a closing ratio above 50%. There's a testimonial in the description area below if you would like to see it. Now, back in the day, I had another sales model where once a month I educated new insurance agents on how to sell healthcare insurance products. It was stressful. I had to call each agent. I had to create emails and send emails. I had to book them for my all-day class. I had to order lunch, pay for lunch, make a complex subject simple for them to sell. It was a massive amount of work because I had no admin support. What you're going to learn in this video is something simple. My cold call model, not crazy like when I had to teach the new agents. It's simple. It's a combination of call, send an email, follow up. So let's go through it. Step 1, cold calling the prospect. Usually a receptionist answers, and I would ask for the person I'm calling for. If I get a voicemail, I leave a brief message. Then after I leave that message, I send an email with the same message. And then I add a little more. I mark it in the CRM to follow up within 48 hours. Step 2, 48 hours later, I send an email around 8 a.m. reminding the prospect I'll be calling again and then what time I'll be calling. Step 3, I call at the designated time. And if I get voicemail again, I leave another short voicemail following up with another email. I again create a task in the CRM for a follow-up in 48 hours. Now, I have created a freebie for you, giving you this cold calling model with the voicemail scripts, the email scripts, and the cold calling scripts to make it simple for you. Just click the link in the first comment area, and it's also in the description area underneath this video. Make it simple for prospects to say yes to you. Don't confuse them. What do you think a confused mind says? And I used to drive this point home with insurance agents all the time. You've got to make the insurance products simple for the average person to understand. Because if they're confused, they'll say no. They just don't buy. I have found and proven time and time again that you make more sales when you make it easy and simple for the buyer to buy. I even use those words, easy and simple, when I'm talking to prospects. Cold hard truth number 3, stop focusing on 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Stop with the hypotheticals and the someday problems. You know what those are, the what ifs. This is called procrastination, and it's called a waste of your freaking time, right? So let's get real. Stop worrying about the what ifs. What if this? What if that? What happens when? It'll cause you to pause and stop, because that's what procrastination does. Only focus on the next 60 days. That's it. Give it your 100% all over the next 60 days. If you do, something magical will happen. You'll start landing sales. So stop with the procrastination. Stop looking for reasons not to be successful. Stop looking for reasons to not do what I'm telling you to do because you don't think it'll work. You haven't even tried it yet. And you're probably already talking yourself out of the next 60 days. I know how it works. I've done it. You have all this information on my channel, on other people's channels. There's so much information out there that's free. I have a coaching program that takes you step by step through every step of the sales process and model. I can help you with cold calling, with prospecting, with loading up your sales funnel with viable prospects, how to ask for the sale so you don't feel uncomfortable asking for the sale, when to ask for the sale, when not to ask for the sale. I can give you the words and the tools. But I bet you're worried whether you're cut out for sales. I've heard that before many times. Or whether you'll be perceived as pushy. I never teach to be pushy. I teach you how to be professional in your follow-up. I give you the words to use. Start focusing on here and now. Start today. But you have to actually do the work. You have to actually solve a problem for the prospect. You have to actually show up every day and give it 100% focus and effort. The cold hard truth is you actually have to do some freaking work. Now, rant aside, if you've made it this far in this video, you want to do the work. So if you're one of those people who wants to get down to business and work and wants to push aside all of those insecurities and those what ifs, because your problem today may be you don't have any sales and you need to get to work. If that's you, I want you to take advantage of my reduced price for a one-on-one coaching session. If that's you, if you're ready to get to work, you can find the link in the description area below where you can choose a time that's best for you. I can help you get started. All right, now that you have some of the cold hard truth about sales, you may be wanting to watch another video because we haven't solved all your problems yet. So stay savvy, and I'll see you in the next video.